All right. This is my freshman capstone on dreams and sleep. My driving question originally was, why do we dream and what's the science behind it? But after looking into the topic more, I realized that there wasn't any clear science about it and only theories about the topic, which was then later confirmed by my expert resource who did research on lucid dreaming. So this is my first genre piece, a timeline on how dreams were interpreted through history. In ancient Egypt, dreams were interpreted as prophecies from God by both Egyptians and Jewish people. They thought they could predict like famine and war and things like that. And it actually talks about it in the Bible as well, which is kind of interesting. And then Aristotle believed that dreams were not sent from gods, but follow the laws of the human spirit and were the life of someone's soul outside of their body while they slept. Then, during the mid-1800s, dream research actually began to be based off science, which then led to Sigmund Freud publishing a book called The Interpretation of Dreams in 1899. He believed that dreams were the fulfillment of repressed wishes. Later then, in 1916, Carl Jung published a book called Aspects of Dream Psychology. He believed that dreams were the very core part of who a person is, putting it above many other things, like in interpreting someone's personality. Then later on, John Hobson and Robert McCarley proposed the hypothesis of activation synthesis, which is the idea that dreams are caused by the psychological process of the brain. Since while asleep, a lot of activity is going on in our brain. And then in current day, we don't actually have a proven reason as to why we dream, only the many theories that have been gathered over the years. My second genre piece is it's a menu with the most common sleep and dream disorders and the percentages of the population that have it. Starting with insomnia, which most people have heard of, 30%, and it's the inability to sleep. And then hypersomnia, the opposite, is 5% of the population, which is the excessive sleepiness unrelated to like diseases that might cause people to be tired. Sleep apnea is 26% of the population, and that's your breathing just stopping and starting randomly when you're asleep. And restless leg syndrome is 5 to 10%, and that's the uncontrollable urge to move your legs, usually during the evening, but it could also be like a thing that's not like related to sleep. REM, sleep behavior disorder, is 0.5 to 1%, and that's like physically acting out your dreams and like sometimes like talking in your sleep. It's sort of like sleepwalking, and it's usually like nightmares that it happens with. And then narcolepsy is the least amount, and that's 0.05% of the population, and it's daytime drowsiness and attacks of sleeping. Like you could just randomly fall asleep at any time. This is my argument piece. On why people shouldn't trust like dream analysis science, like because there's no like set science for it. Just reading it would be boring. But basically, nothing is proven. So a lot of dream analysis is based off of religion, which, isn't proven. People are allowed to have their own beliefs, but putting it before science, which is self-correcting, is sort of not a great idea. And thanks for your attention. What questions do you have?